We're back right here on the floor of PDAC in Toronto. Welcome to the Market Frontlines. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk. Now, the conversation this year is not just about what's in the ground, it's actually about efficiency and margins and survival in a world demanding lower emissions without sacrificing performance. And sitting with me is a leader who believes diesel does not have to disappear to become cleaner and more strategic. Bernd Krüper, president of DynaCERT, is driving a company that has moved beyond carbon credit headlines and into real-world deployment, defense conversations, and commercial installations that investors are watching closely. Bernd, it's so great to have you here, and welcome to the show. How are you?
Yeah, thank you, Lyndsay. Good being here again, talking with you, and of course, being again at the PDAC. Very nice.
Absolutely. So I want to jump in really quick because I know we don't have a lot of time. DynaCERT built its early market story around emissions reduction and those carbon credits, but you've actually recently pivoted, like I just mentioned, over to defense and strategic industrial applications. So what forced that shift, and what's the feedback you're getting from your clientele right now?
Yeah, principally, as you say, and as the audience knows, we are doing an electrolyzing unit which creates hydrogen and oxygen, which helps to reduce fuel and emissions reduction. And principally, as I said, we are here also in mining and oil and gas applications and minerals. But the shift, the shift or the additional application of defense and strategic industrial applications is extending the reach, because in defense, it's of course important to have the same amount of fuel along the reach, which is different to trucks and other logistic applications where you reach the distance with less fuel. And therefore, with defense, it's having a better reach with the same amount of fuel.
Absolutely. So I want to take a step back really quickly here. For some of the audience that aren't familiar with DynaCERT, can you give us just a high-level insight on what it is that you actually do?
Yeah, principally, DynaCERT is, as we say, post-startup, means we were found 20 years ago. We are doing an electrolyzing unit, which is a box which is mounted to trucks and different vehicles, also to stationary gensets, as an upfit kit or retrofit kit, which means a fossil fuel engine is being mounted the equipment, and by that, with the sucking in of hydrogen into the combustion chamber, it reduces 5 to 10% fuel consumption and roughly 10% CO2, which is of course significant, halving the carbon hydrocarbonates and the particulate matters, therefore saving cost by reduced fuel and saving pollution and emissions, which is good, of course, for the environment.
Absolutely. That's a innovative way to really take it from right at the combustion and clean it up there. That's amazing. So we don't have to flip over so much. You're adding the unit already right there into the engine.
Exactly, Lyndsay. And the first thing is you can continue with the existing fleet. That means you don't have to buy new full electric trucks or pure hydrogen fuel trucks. You can continue with the existing operation, with the existing vehicles. It's 2 hours mount. That's all. And then this afternoon you can start to use less fuel and doing something good for the environment and for the defense applications, of course, to get a better reach. And therefore, a lot of positive arguments and benefits to the operators.
I couldn't agree more with that for sure. Now, let's talk about the company. As you said, they've been around for a while, but they've actually recently made quite a few changes. One being the appointment of John Amodeo as CFO. So this signals discipline and scaling. So help us really wrap our head around what he's bringing to the table, what his history is, and what he wants to do with the company moving forward.
Yeah, of course, we are very happy having John Amodeo as new CFO. He has a background also in automotive and in steel production, and with big publicly listed companies, as we are also a small listed company at the TSX in Toronto and in Frankfurt in Germany and in the US. Therefore, he has, of course, a lot of experience in financing, in investment, as in fundraising, in taking care of stock exchange topics, and therefore bringing a lot of experience to the table.
Right. So what are some of the key things that he wants to really hit in the quarters moving forward?
Yeah, of course, we are continuing our fundraising. We are continuing and expanding our commercial initiatives. Working on cost reductions and price optimizations, having also the right price and cost structure for the different global business. And therefore, we have a lot of commercial and financial expertise to the table, which helps, of course, a publicly listed post-startup company.
So great to hear. And you've had some really great successes. Where was your recent one? I mean, investors want that proof of repeatability. So tell us about that success that you just had with that installation and any new ones already in the pipeline, ready to head off.
Yeah, Lyndsay, thanks for the question. As we are Canadian-based, of course, we are in Northern America, well experienced in the mining business. That's why we are here in the oil and gas industry and bigger truck fleets. But we won also recently a bigger deal with our newly assigned distributor in Mexico. We will have also here on the show some bigger meetings with some ministers out of Latin American countries. We are expanding, or we have a foot now in Southeast Asia, doing having already pilot installations in Vietnam, which is emerging country, which is now also our products are fitting there very well because it's now also more and more pollution reduction requests, and therefore from the geography side as well as from the application side, in the mobile applications as well as stationary gensets, and as you raised before correctly, also approaching now defense.
Wow. Okay, so we are actually in very trying times right now in the world. This morning, before coming to the show, we saw, crude prices sky high again. They're in the green. The NASDAQ, the S&P 500, all down. With what's going on in the world, how do you think that DynaCERT could benefit with that?
First,
benefit may be a wrong word, but
maybe first before I say how DynaCERT might benefit from it, where I come to. Maybe the world benefits first from the emission reduction, means, of course, using our product makes the world greener. Secondly, for the operators which use fossil fuel engines, they, of course, benefit as they need less. Therefore, also with the Strait of Hormuz and different situations now with the air tech of being supplied with oil and gas, of course, it's better you need less. Therefore, also the operators benefit, and us as a company, of course, as unfortunate as the development is, the demand for our product should increase.
20% of the world's fuel that is coming out of, those countries right now. And we saw this morning that one of those major tankers, they're on fire right there in the ocean. So they're going to need a cleaner way to be able to fuel their vehicles. And this is where DynaCERT can come in on that defense side for sure. So you've really aligned yourself where you need to be. And now the story needs to get out there that DynaCERT's here and they're ready to deploy.
Yeah, exactly.
Great, good for you. Well, thank you so much for this conversation. It's been so great. And I can't wait to actually just hear more, keep the updates coming. Great job in your success. Keep the momentum going.
Yeah, thank you, Lyndsay. Always pleasure talking with you and to the audience. Thank you so much.
Again, that was Bernd Krüper, president of DynaCERT, trading on the TSX under DYA and on the OTCQX under DYFSF. Now, head over to their website today. Learn about their story, DynaCERT.com. This is the time when you can get in at the best time. In a market obsessed with discovery, in a world that's full of disarray right now, sometimes the real opportunity is in the optimization. The companies that make existing infrastructure cleaner, smarter, and more strategic may be the ones that quietly win. I'm Lyndsay Malchuk with Abaton Media. Stay with us right here at PDAC 2026. There is more to come.